Hello, this is FFPCG Gamer, and welcome to this episode of Let's Play Fantasymon. Again, if you haven't watched the first video, this is a mod that I made that I'm working on. In this video, I kind of want to show you some changes that I've made. So I'm pulling up the PBS file over here, first of the different types. So here's what I changed. Normal no longer has resistant to ghosts. It's weak to fighting like normal. It's psychic and dragon because, yeah, whatever. Fighting, fighting hasn't changed. Flying is now. Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's a different type. Poison hasn't changed. Ground is now also weak to flying types. Still immune electric, but it's now weak to flying. Rock hasn't changed. Bug didn't change. Okay, ghosts immunity is still normal fighting. It's does not weak to itself anymore, so it's resist its own type, just like the other type should. Steel type, as I mentioned earlier, it's resist. It now resists fire types, but now it's weak to electric types. Still fighting and ground. That's the normal one to be true. Fire is the same. Water's the same. Grass is the same. Why? It has had that many weaknesses. Electric now has weakness to dragon. Um, ice is the same. Dragons aren't weak to their own self, so they're just weak to ice and fairy. They resist those four like usual. Just dragon types does normal type damage. Dark's same, steel's the same. So that's what changed on those. I think that's all I wanted to show you right here for the types. If I can go there. Okay, now I just want to show you the various Fantasymon I put in here. So, just to show you what they look like and what they are from. Absolute Virtue, he's a Super Boss Legendary from Final Fantasy XI. There's Ace from Final Fantasy Zero. He has no evolve form. Adamantoise, probably change the picture later on, but this is a super boss from Final Fantasy 15. Delves, the sorceress from Final Fantasy 8. This is the Esper from Final Fantasy 12. I think I used its tactics picture. I don't remember. Aerith, oh man, she's small. We know from Final Fantasy 7. Agrias from Final Fantasy Tactics. Araman, this is a monster. I put a few monsters in here. Alexander, Summon. Alicia, I think that's from 14 or 11. Like I said, I don't remember. It's one of the two. Almas from Tactics. Alpha Mega's a super boss from Final Fantasy 14. Alpha Node, I know is Elisa's sister. It's one of those two, 11, 14, I don't remember. Amarant. And its evolved form to Amarant Avenger, the Avenger weapon. I made Datilian, which I showed in the last episode. Gotta change this picture. Angeo from Final Fantasy Crisis Core. And it when it evolves into Angeo Penance. Let's still shrink that bunch. Angry Angra Manu. That's the water monster thing from Final Fantasy X-2. Anima, the summon from Final Fantasy Athmu. She evolves from Dita. Can I go down? Alright, let's do this real quick. Evolves from Dita right there. I know, I have her really big too. I gotta change a lot of these, so sorry if I'm going really fast. Okay, there we go. A Rock Nero is the evolved form of Nero from Final Fantasy VII Dirge Cerberus. Aranya from Final Fantasy 15. Arc, Final Fantasy 3. All the main Final Fantasy 3 DS characters evolve into different forms. Pictures of the Onion Knight, that's what the OK stands for. Archazul is the evolved form of Azul, which we'll see in a minute. Irasiela 11, I think. Ardid, the main bad guy from 15. Arc, someone from 9. So, this is funny. I gotta tell you a story. I had a hard. Let me rewind a bit. Most of these pictures, almost all these sprites, I got off of Sprite Resource. Majority of them come from the game Mobius Final Fantasy, I think it was, that got canceled, and also World Record Keeper. I could not find. Now, these ones, the Strangers of Paradise characters, you'll see the Ash, Neon Jet, and Sophia. I could not find their like a sprite for a character for them. So I took characters from like the Mobius game, for instance, and I guess I could have done this from Opera Omnia for Neon, but whatever. So I was trying to find a closer one for them, for Ash, Jed, Sophia, and Neon as much close as possible. This will be the same for Final Fantasy, for a few Final Fantasy 16 Fantasymon. Just letting you know, that's what the best I could come up with. Don't like them, I'm sorry, that's as close to what I could find. This is a spoiler for those who haven't watched or played Strangers of Paradise. Ash is then turns into the elemental fiend Lich, so we'll see that later. Ash from 12 and evolved form Ash Dynasty. Sorry if it looks a little pixelated. Astos, Final Fantasy 1, not the portrait from Strangers of Paradise, but from the very first game. Asura is summoned from Final Fantasy 4. Atlas, famous boss from Final Fantasy 13-2. Tomos, boss from a lot of games and summoned from Final Fantasy 9. Toned Cain is the evolved form of Cain. So where he's going through atoning for the sins he's committed phase. Oren from Final Fantasy X. Azul, which you saw as a evolved form earlier from Final Fantasy VII Dirge Cerberus. Blue Mage Quistis. That's what BM stands for, not Bowel Movement. That's evolved form of Quistis, just another form. I may change her portrait. Black Mage Vivi, evolved form of Vivi. Yeah. Braska, I don't know why I have that in caps. Braska, the dad of Yuna, Final Fantasy X. Beganin, Final Fantasy 12. Bahamut. This is his second evolved form, Bahamut 0. He has a third evolved form, which we'll see towards the end. Balthier, Final Fantasy 12. Baralai, Final Fantasy X-2. Barbaricia, the elemental archfiend from Final Fantasy 4. So this is another one I try to find, that Barnabas, the dude, what are those called? Not the icons, the dominant of Odin from Final Fantasy 16. Barrett from 7. Fall 4, missing score. Okay, Barthanalis, one of the big bads from Final Fantasy 13, the first game, evolves into the second form, and then the third form you fight in Final Fantasy 13 game. Bart's, this is actually his, let's see, which one did I put first? I might change that portrait, but he evolves into Jaws Mastered first, and then Brave Blade. Yeah, I don't like that, I'll change it later. Bosch from 12. Obviously, he's from Final Fantasy 5. Beatrix from Final Fantasy 9. Behemoth, monster, falls into Behemoth Cain. His portrait used from the mark from Final Fantasy 12. And he evolves into Humbaba, which we'll see later. Ilias, Esper from Final Fantasy 12. Benedicta, this is the portrait I found a good one for her for Final Fantasy 16. Beowulf from Tactics, Bergen from 12, Judge, Benevilza, the ultimate bad god deity boss from Final Fantasy Lightning Returns. Couldn't quite find a good picture, so that's the best one I could do. Bismarck, someone from Esper, whatever, from Final Fantasy 6. As I mentioned, Chocobo has many forms. So I did, this is a black Chocobo. I know I've got to change the portraits, but I was kind of doing stuff in a hurry. This is just a really quick like demo thing, and I'll excuse me, I will change them up later. I put in the dragons from Final Fantasy VI, Blue Dragon, Bomb, Monster, of course. Here's another super boss, Breck, that one. I guess from Final Fantasy IV, the Game Boy Advance second playthrough. I was looking up super bosses, looking like what I can do for legendaries, so that's that. Brandolus, that's the closest thing I could find using the sprite resource. That's from the boss from Final Fantasy, World of Final Fantasy, excuse me. Brothers, the GF from Final Fantasy VIII, Brynhildr, Saz's summon, Final Fantasy 13, Biblos. This is the sprite is a monster. I mean the boss fight from Final Fantasy V, but Biblos, as you may know, is a playable character guest from Final Fantasy Tactics and Midnight Steep, which is a dungeon in this game that I play. Celeste, why do I keep putting caps on some of them? Okay, Celeste, Final Fantasy VI, Kector, monster, evolves into Gigantacard, which you'll see later. Kite Nuzzle, Elemental Archwing from Final Fantasy IV, Kate Sith, Final Fantasy VII, Caius, the main bat from Final Fantasy 13-2, Carbuncle, summon, Cater from Type 0, Cecil Dark Knight, then evolves into Paladin form, and then his last evolved form is the Lightbringer. Yeah, that looks cool, doesn't it? I should change Bart's to something like that. Okay, then you have his son, Theodore, Emirosa's son. You'll get an egg for him later, you'll see. That's how you get him. And then Vols, yeah, Theodore the Ragnarok. It's like trying to find a good evolved form for him. Cerberus, the GF from Final Fantasy VIII. This is Aerith's evolved form. I know she's holding their little common basket of flowers, but I just decided to name her Scepter Aerith. Chaos. This is a super boss from Final Fantasy Dissidia, the final boss you face. He has an evolved form, which is really cooler. So he's I think I made him the only one no, sorry, I won't spoil it. But he has an evolved form. Okay. Chaos Esper, this is different from this Chaos. This Chaos is the Esper from Final Fantasy XII. Choco-Chick, who you just saw, that has many evolved forms, including the Chocobo, the most common ones. Chronodia is the super boss from Final Fantasy I later games. Saren from Crystal Chronicles. This is the best one I could find of Sid from Final Fantasy VII. Sid, sorry. This is from Final Fantasy IV. Sidolphus from Final Fantasy XVI. Stinkace from Final Fantasy Zero. Susne from Final Fantasy VII. Crisis Core, Upset. And she's in Rebirth, if you haven't played that game. Clive. I found him. So, I'm sorry if you don't like these next forms. I couldn't find... So, if you have played Final Fantasy 16, you know he has a lot of moves, because he is the master dominant that can... what is it I'm trying to look for? Drazen? Their powers, abilities from the dominants he's defeated. So here's a following. I'm sorry if the portraits suck, but I made him look. And just like Eevee, he has many evolutions, and you use the evolution stones to evolve in them, and the different types. So this is Clive Bahamut for the dragon moves. It says Garuda acquires from Benedicta. He's a flying Ifrit. It's just there's like limit break farm. I know he is the original dominant for Ifrit, but whatever. I just that was and I could come up with to make it look like that. Maybe I should put a little black in there. I don't know. It's Leviathan farm from the DLC. It's Odin. Games from Barnabas. Ramu. So you can guess water, fire, flying, water. Sorry, fire, water, dark, electric, ice from games from Jill from Shiva, and Titan from Hugo from Ground, and Ultima. Yeah, that's the way it's gonna be. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. And that's a psychic. Cloud, the starter, and then evolves into Cloud Limit Break, and then Cloud from Advent Children, the final form. Cloud of Darkness from Final Fantasy III. She has her ball form Flood of Darkness. We'll see later. Coral, I never know how to say its name right. Is the monster from the Final Fantasy games. Construct 8 is a robot from Tactics. Chorus from 15. Creator forms, this is the ones you fight into the first form because it's like an egg sac or whatever. So here's the second form, third form, and final form. That's slowly. Yeah. I never know how to say this right. This is the Esper from Final Fantasy XII. This sprite is used from Tactics. You fight the boss when I don't remember the count's name. Cardinal? Yeah. It uses the Zodiac Stone turned into this. So I use that sprite. Cyan from 6. Diamond Weapon from 7. Freya, this is Freya's second her evolved form. Transferred Dragon Knight. This is Leon. 9 obviously. Leon's second form. If you hear my kids screaming in the background, I'm sorry. Leon's form, Dark Knight Leon. Darkness Manifest. You'll see it later. It goes Jack, then Garland, and then Darkness Manifest. I know Darkness Manifest was like from Final Boss, but whatever. I just did that final phase. Final form, Death Gaze for the super boss that floats. You gotta fight an airship on Final Fantasy VI. Delita from Tactics. Demon, one of those triads from 6. Dash is from 3. This is from 0. Dumion is from Final Fantasy 2 later games, super boss. Davos GF from Final Fantasy 8. This is, sorry, Dion, I know, whatever, from Final Fantasy 16. Dr. Sid from 12. Doom Train from the GF from 8. Dorgan is Bart's dad from 5. Dread Behemoth, this is the sprite. It's a super boss from 15, but I used Dead Eyes. The first behemoth you fight in 15, I use that sprite. So that's a super boss. Trace, one of the dreaded judges from 12. Oh shoot, I forgot what Dynamis Lord is from. Is that Shadow? He's a super boss. I don't know if I did 11 or 14. It's one of those two. X-Death, Big Bad from boss from Final Fantasy V. This guy from Final Fantasy 11. Earth Dragon, one of the dragons from 6. Idia from 8. Eden, the GF from 8. Edgar from 6. Edge from 4. Edward from 4. 8 from Type 0. Eco from 9. Evolves into Eco with Mog. Oh, that's weird. Like has 2 shadows. Elidibus, the last thing you fight, and Midlight's Deep. Elmdor from Tactics. Emperor. from 2. Emerald Weapon from 7. The weapons are super bosses, just letting you know. Kroos, I got change to picture. Yeah. But I'll keep that for a while. Inu from the super boss from Final Fantasy V Game Boy Advance version. Urshkigal. Final Fantasy Lightning Returns. I've been to Velza since. Okay, X9 Bahamut or X Bahamut. Now, I know this is the Bahamut sprite from World Final Fantasy, but I use that as the evolved form of Brandalus, because Brandalus is like a Bahamut, so I just use that. Exodus is from Esper from 12. Fang from 13. This is the Chaos's evolved form. It's Feral Chaos. So yeah, Chaos evolves into Feral Chaos. Vanfreet, the Esper from 12. Ferris from 5. The Chocobo's last final evolved form is Fat Chocobo. That's regular evolution. Finrir, the summon from 9. Thanos, I just decided to do its final form. This is Thanos, you don't know, is the final boss you face in Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings. And so I just, instead of just this regular form, I just did its final boss form. Fiend, another Detriad from Final Fantasy 6. Philo from Final Fantasy 12 Revenant Wings. This is Jex's evolved form, Final Aeon from Final Fantasy X. Furion from 2. And then Fervid Blazer and Weapons Master. Yeah, it goes in that order for evolving. Flood of Darkness is Cloud of Darkness's evolved form. Flora Follow is Yuna's ultimate dress sphere from Final Fantasy X-2. Yuna evolves into this using I think I would play the Leaf Stone or Sunstone, one of the two. I don't remember. Fulmarv is from Tactics. Fran from 12. Fratley is Freya's lover from 9. This is Freya's first form. You saw her Dragon Knight evolved form earlier. Fusion from 8. Full Throttle is Pain's ultimate dress sphere. Use it was Duststone or Metal Coat, I don't remember. Fusoya's from 4. Good King Moogle is a super boss from Final Fantasy 14. Gabranth, Judge Magistrate from 12. Garion from Tactics. Gala from 5. There's Jack's first form, Garland, falls in Dark Manifest. I'll show you Jack's later. The original Garland's the famous one. This Garland's from Final Fantasy 9. There's Garnet from 9. Garnet Trance falls into Garnet Trance. Garuda can be fought, as a monster, but this one I used as a summon from. You can do summon from Final Fantasy 15. I think this portrait's from that one, or it's from 14. But yeah, stuff that too. Gals from 6. Gecko is from Final Fantasy 4 The After Years. General Celeste is Celeste's evolved form. Genesis is Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core, and then you fight it as its final form in the end of the game before Zack's fate happens. So sad that happened. Furion is a super boss fought in Final Fantasy 4 DS version? Yeah, DS version. Geese is Judge from 12. How big I make a gigantic character. Yeah, so character evolves into gigantic character. There's Gilgamesh from 5 in multiple games. Gipples from 10-2. Gladios from 15. This is the last member of the Triad, Goddess, Final Fantasy 6. Now Gogo, this sprite is from Final Fantasy 5, but I couldn't find this actual sprite as a playable character from Final Fantasy VI, so I used the sprite form for Final Fantasy V. There's Gobez and Gobez Black Mage. This is Go Chocobo, as I was telling you earlier. This is another of the dragons from Final Fantasy VI, the Gold Dragon. Golem. I just used the Golem. Where did I find this from? Oh, I mean, Golem's a summon from 5. I don't remember where in the sprite resource I found this one from, but I'd use that. There's a green chocobo form. Guardian is from Final Fantasy VI, that big robot monster thing. Guys from 2. Hades is a super boss from Final Fantasy IX. Hashmel is the Esper from 12. Hecatachir is Vanille's summon, so it's from 13. Okay, so I gotta change the background on this. So Emperor, you have 2 options.
Dad, I'm confused.
Hold on. Okay, where was I? So Emperor evolves into Hell Emperor or Light Emperor. You can choose depending on the stones I use. So Hellworm is the super boss from Final Fantasy 12. Hedon is the boss from Final Fantasy 6. Hojo from 7. Holy Dragon is from Final Fantasy 6. Oh, from 13. Hugo, this is a sprite I found from Final Fantasy 16. Behemoth's last form is from Baba. Hedalion is the Mother Crystal. I don't know how to increase her sprite size because she has such long wings. Mother Crystal, super boss from Final Fantasy 14. Oh, this is the Iron Giant super boss version fought in the Final Fantasy 3 DS version. Ice Dragon. Why didn't I say it like that? Find the many mistakes you make when I did this. I did not like the Ice Dragon sprite, but that's the sprite you fight in the original games. Ice Dragon from 6. Ifrit. Ignis from 15. Immortal Dark Dragon. I just did that big one. Immortal Dark Dragon from World of Final Fantasy. Angus from 3. And it's his Onion Knight form. Iris from 15. Aroha from 11. A regular Iron Giant monster. Irvine from 8. Ixion summon from 10. Trying to think from that. I might change her sprite. That's a good one I used from another one. This is Azayoi. I don't know if I said that right. Final Fantasy for the After Years. This is what I was talking about. This is Jed sprite that I found for him. Final Fantasy Stranger Paradise. That's Jack from Stranger Paradise. Falls in Garland and Darkness Manifest. This is Jack from Final Fantasy 0, so I can distinguish the differences. This is Jack, as we know, involves in Final Fantasy Aeon, or Final Aeon, sorry. From Final Fantasy X. Jagran from Crystals Chronicles. Might change his sprite. I know Genobu has 4 forms, different things, but and the first original Final Fantasy VII games, but I decided to just do 3. Skip the red second one. This is the first one, the birth, then the third one, and then the last one. So birth, death, and synthesis. It's Jesse, 7. Jill from 16. Joshua, I'd use the Adventure Mana? The Legend, yeah, I think, or Legend, one of those 2. The first one. So use that sprite for Joshua for Final Fantasy 16. Juggernaut, the monster from Final Fantasy 13. Kadash from Advent Children movie. Kane from 4. This is Kane's last evolve form. from the Tony Kane I showed you earlier. Kaiser Dragon. This is the final boss you fight in the Final Fantasy VI Game Boy Advance version after you go through all the Dragon's Den and fight all those dragons again. Kanlano, yeah, from Final Fantasy XI. Kefka, as we know from 6, this is a ball form with Kefka God. Keefs, you saw I caught in the first episode. Chronicles, Kelger, one of the gosh, why can't I think what they're called? Original Crystal Warriors, I think, from the Final Fantasy V. Kamari from 10. Blue Mage, as we know. Keen from 0. Keen Bomb, where the regular bomb evolves into that. Wow, I made a spray way big. Edgar's evolved form, King Edgar. Keen Noctis is Noctis's last form. Or no, wait. Yeah, it's last form. Kirin is Super Boss from... It was 11 or 14, I don't remember. I combined Kuros and Ward. I might do that with Fusion and Ration, but I also did that with Palom and Param. Palom and Param. So I did that for them. Knight Delita. Delita evolves into Knight Delita. The Knight from Final Fantasy 1. Use Warrior of Light sprite for the Knight. Knights of the Round. So as we know, Knights of the Round is a summon from Final Fantasy 7. Obviously, I couldn't fit all 12 or 13 around there, so I was looking, I think that was like the last one we used, the last attack. So I used that for the sprite for Knight of the Round. Kraken, Archfiend from 1 and other games, I Jet evolves into that. Kylie from 5. Kuja, Bass from 9. Kujata, summon from 7. Did I say that right? Summon from 7. Kurasame, the teacher instructor for 0. Kites from Revenant Wings. Laguna from 8. Lonnie from 9. Lon and Rain from Final Fantasy. Larsa from 12. Vale, as you saw, I caught from Crystal Chronicles. LeBlanc, I did put that as a C, right? It looks like an O for a minute. LeBlanc from Final Fantasy X-2. Layla from 2. Lena from 5. Leo from 6. Leon, the first form for him 2. Leonora from 4 After Years. Leviathan, common summon. Lich, the Archfiend, the Fiend. Ash evolves into this. Life form Hojo, this is what Hojo evolves into. I didn't use a second form, so I just went straight from Hojo to this final form you fight. This is another form, another of the Emperors. You have the option evolve into Hell Emperor or Light Emperor. Okay, I'll explain this. Lightning is one of the starters from Final Fantasy 13. I made her to I said Light Odin. Kind of looks like she and Odin combined right there. But then this one is like the portraits from Final Fantasy 13 too, but I just said Omega because it's like that looks kind of like her Omega weapon, so that's why I said that. That's why I have her like that. So I thought it looks really cool. So it goes first, second, final form. Yep. Lizette is from 11. Leon's from 11. Lude is from Revenant Wings. Locke is from 6. Logos is from 10-2. Wangi is the super boss from 13. Laws is from Epic Children. Lulu's from 10. Luna Freya is from 15. Lunith is 3, and his Onion Knight of all form. Lusu from Tactics Advance. He also was in what was a remake of the PSP. The Lion War. Thank you. It was in that one. Lease. I'm sorry, I was wrong earlier. Yida evolves into Lease. Yeah, not the other one I told you earlier. My bad. Okay, so Yida evolves into Lease. This Max Angelus, it's like one of those super bosses you find randomly dropping off an airship from Final Fantasy 15. This is like you evolved form of Yuffie, Material Hunter. That's what MH stands for, Material Hunter Yuffie. Machina from Zero. Machinima is Riku's ultimate dress sphere. Again, 10-2, so Riku evolves into Machinima using a Thunderstone. That's the Steel Water, Lady Thunder Water, or Electric Water. I don't remember which one of the two. AD is the Summon from 9. Maduin is Terra's dad from Summon from 6. Mage Sisters is Summon from 10. Famous Magic Pot Monster, Famous Marlboro Monster, Maria from 2. Merilith, Neon evolves into Merilith. Master Tonberry. The Tonberry will be a little later, evolves in Master Tonberry. Materia Guardian, I thought it was cool. I'll just put that as a monster from the boss from Final Fantasy VII. Matthias is from the Final Fantasy XII Esper. Mekacho is the Chocobo Steel form from World of Final Fantasy. Never knew how to say her name right. I'll just say Melialdo. Is from Tactics. Delta Gemini is the evolved form of Zorn. Is the Jester Twin Zorn Thorn. This is the Mimic, not the Mimic ability or the move, but Mimic from Final Fantasy. Minerva, I gotta increase her size. As the goddess super boss you fight at in Crisis Core. Mini moves from 2. Wow, I made the little guy so big. Magus from 6. Monk 7 is from 6. This evolved from Saban. Mustadio is from Tactics. Neil Darstanas. I thought that's a super boss, but I may change it because I just found out after I did that. Like I said, I didn't play 11 or 14 that it's the final boss of the regular story of Final Fantasy 14. Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. Naglfar is a super boss from Final Fantasy 15. Nanaki Red is Red 13's evolved form. Necron, the random super boss or random final boss you play at the end that doesn't show up until the end of the game. Necrophobe is a boss from Final Fantasy V. Nemesis from Final Fantasy X, super boss. Neo Xsets is Excess evolved form. Spoilers. Shinryu is like Arceus. I mean, I didn't do the plates, mind you, but goes Shinryu and then evolves into Neo Shinryu. So that's like the big bad. Not big bad, I should say, but like the last one on the Pokédex, Fantasy Dex. Shinryu then evolves into Neo Shinryu. Neon, yeah. Nero from Church of Cerberus evolves into Arch Neo that you saw at the beginning. Erect Nero. Nidhogg, just a regular dragon from the Final Fantasy series. 9 from 0. Noctis, the first form from 15. Then evolves in Noctis Armager. And then evolves in Noctis Keen as you saw earlier. Or Keen Noctis, sorry. Noelle from 13.2. News from 10.2. Nova Dragon is from 9. You'll see a little later but Silver Dragon as a boss and Kuja's Ride. And then I know they're separate, but I just put Silver Dragon and then Nova Dragon. Max Suzaku is a super boss from Type 0. Nyx is from what was that movie? Kingsglaive, the prequel to Final Fantasy 15. It's Odin, summon. Okay, there's where a lot of the Omegas come into play. And so this Omega weapon's from Final Fantasy X. This Omega weapon's from Final Fantasy VIII. This one's from 13, 13-2. This one's from 14. This one's from 15. This one's from 5. This one's from 6. You fight as the very end. Is it post game? The Dragon's Den after you fight Kaiser Dragon. Gotta make you taller. Omega God is from World of Final Fantasy. I gotta make you bigger too. Omega Weiss is Weiss's fall form. Omega 16 is from Omega from Final Fantasy 16. Oh man, I did not realize I didn't change the front picture for that. Okay, well that's good to know. Omega from Final Fantasy 11. Omega Mark 12 from Final Fantasy 12. Fought in the awesome Great Crystal map. Arlandu, as you saw, is from Tactics. Ormi is from Final Fantasy X-2. Orphan is final boss from Final Fantasy 13, and its evolved form, the final form. Oron is from Tactics. Ovelia is from Tactics. Did I put? Okay, I think I put Oversoul as the Knights, because Knight Warrior of Light and Oversoul for its evolution. Ozma, the super boss from 9. Pain is from 10-2. As what I said earlier, is Palom and Porum from 4. Panamonas from Vegeta from 8. Papalimos from 11. Did I really? I think I typed that too fast and I just saw a misspelling. Okay, I gotta fix that. Paragon is from 10-2. Penance is final super boss from 10. Pinello is from 12. Phoenix is a summon. Common summon from most games. Frakios is a super boss from 2 later versions. Precious from 11, right? Yeah, 11. Promptos from 15. Protobalbil's super boss from 4DS version. Providence Watcher is from. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting if it's from 11 or 14. These ones I don't remember. Kale's 9, super boss from 9. I don't consider it a super boss, but whatever. Queen is from 0. Quetzalcoatl is from Gia from 8. Kina is from 9. Crestus, and we saw her form at the beginning. Her evolved form. Crestus is from 8. Asians from 8. Sid Reigns is from 13. Ramu the Summon. Ramsa and evolved form Ramsa Mercenary from Tactics. I made that really small. I gotta fix that. Respitil from I think it was 13-2, yeah. Ravis from 15. Red Chocobo, evolved from Chocochick. Red Dragon from 6. Red Giant evolves from Iron Giant. You saw earlier. Red 13 is first form. Raphia from 3 and her evolved form Onion Knight. Regis from Kingsglaive, Noctis' dad. Reese from Tactics. Rex from Von's brother. Died at the prologue of 12. Realm from 6. Rim from 0. I know, I need to increase the sizes. They'll be these. A lot of these will change as I go through and redo the portraits. But I just wanted to show you what I have right now, and I'll change their metrics and their sizes of the pictures that best see fit. Rickard is the Dragon Knight from 2. Reno's from 7. 0, yeah. Yeah, Riku is from 10. You saw her evolved form of Dresser Renoa and her evolved form Renoa Sorcerer. The Angel Wings from 8. Rosa from 4. Rosso from Dirger Cerberus. Rubucante from Element Archery from 4. Ruby Weapon, Super Boss from 7. Rude Turk from 7. Rufus 7. Urson Orbiter, that last boss you fight in 0. I have Radia, but you have I put young Radia, your child form, as if the first one you catch, and then involves in young regular Radia later. Sarah is from 13-2, like my sister. But SP stands for Sky Pirate. So Sky Pirate Balthier. Balthier involves in the Sky Pirate Balthier. Sabin from 6 first form. Safer Sephiroth is Sephiroth's final evolved form. Cyan evolves into Samurai Cyan. Sapphire Weapon, the one that got its head blown off by a Junon cannon that didn't have a chance to fight our characters from the original game. I put that in there. Give it a chance to shine. Saz from 13. Scarmiglione, I think that's how you say it. The Elemental Archbane from 4. A Cypher from 8. Celtius, I think that's how you say its name, from 11. Selfie from 8. Sephiroth's first form evolves into One-Winged Angel. That's what the OWA stands for. And then there's Safer Sephiroth. Setzer from 6. 7, that's way big. From 0. Seymour. Then, oh yeah, Seymour Natus. Seymour Omnis. I didn't put the other one in here just because there's Shadow. I don't think I had an evolved form. No, I didn't have Shadow. Okay. Shadow Lord is from 11. I don't remember what Dynamosword was from earlier now. Oh, no, I have to look that up. I don't remember. Shantoto from 11, and the L from this one stands livid, like, oh, she's pissed. She's going to use all her black magic against you. I thought that was a cool form. Shulk from Dirge Cerberus. Shemhazai, Esper from 12. Charlotta, as we saw, Crystal Chronicles. Shinru, as you saw, it's all form Yo Shinru. Shinru is the last one you could catch. I put it in a secret location. I'll decide later. I'll tell you guys later. Shiva, the common summon from Final Fantasy series. Shot from Final Fantasy V. Shu Yin from Final Fantasy X-2. Tidus's dark, weird alt form from the X-2 game. Seiss from 0. Silver Dragon is the first form of Nova Dragon from Final Fantasy IX. Here's Sin from Final Fantasy X. Here's Siren, which you catch commonly with an old rod. Summon. Skull Dragon from 6. Snow, and his evolved form from Lightning Returns from 13. You probably know where these guys come from. Okay. Sophia, this is the sprite I found for Sophia. Strangers of Paradise. I'm sorry. So sue me. Soul Cage, the monster boss from 9. I had to think for a minute. So here's Squall. It's evolved form Squall Seed. And his last form is the Lionheart. Steiner and Steiner Excalibur from 9. Storm Dragon, another dragon from 6. Strago from 6. Svalrog. Okay, I'll explain this one. So Svalrog is a super boss from the 16 game, but I could not find a good sprite for it. So I found this one, Svalrog, from the monster you fight from Final Fantasy 13. Is its name is also Spell Rock. I don't know how I can increase its size without looking too pixelated, but I don't know what to do. I'll think of that one because I won't put that one to like part. And I do like part 4 of the release or something. So I have time to think about that one. Sylph summon from 5, or is it 4 for Radia? Yeah, 4 for Radia. Tella from 4. Terra, the main protagonist, late girl from 6. And then I put this as her second form, the Enhancer, and this as her final form, her Esper form, final evolution. I look forward to getting her because she's all psychic fire types. So I used what's the fire type Pokemon from 6? Delphox? Fennekin. Yeah, Fennekin is evolved form. It's evolved forms for Terra. For these 3. Okay. Dancered is from 14. Yeah. Thief Lock. Master Treasure or Treasure. Master Treasure Hunter. Yeah. Thordan is from 14. Tiamat is Sophia's evolved form from the Fiends. Tidus, as you saw, then evolves into Tidus Brotherhood and Tidus Kalidbog from 10. Tifa and her Advent Children form from 7. Titan summon. Tomberry, just Master Tomberry evolved form you saw earlier. Torgal, I use this one, and it's evolved form Togdol Finric, yeah, from Final Fantasy 16. Kuja evolves into Trans Kuja. Oh my gosh, I made that way too big. Trema from Final Fantasy 10-2. Trey, Final Fantasy 0. Trickster, as I mentioned, ice form of Chocobo. True Gilgamesh is I'm tired. Gilgamesh's form, evolved form. Sukinova is from the After Years. Trentania is a regular dragon. That's boss from Final Fantasy 5. Typhon is from Final Fantasy 6. Okay. This is Ultima. This is the best thing I could come up with, and right now it's just Ultima from Final Fantasy 16. We'll see your evolved forms in a little bit. That's his first form. Undying is the last form of Vayne from Final Fantasy 12. Okay, this is Bahamut's last form, the regular Bahamut summon, Ultra Bahamut, or Ultimate Bahamut. This is Ultimate Weapon from Final Fantasy 10, the Ultimate one. This is Ultimate Weapon from Final Fantasy 8. This one's from 7. This one's from, what's the number in numerals? 1 and 5. It's 14. Yeah. Okay, this is Ultima from Final Fantasy 16. The second form, Ultima Risen. Okay. Ultima Buster is you fight it in Final Fantasy 6, the last dungeon. I just consider like, okay, this one's very good, tougher than Ultimate Weapon you fight in the middle of the game. This one you fight later, so I considered it the super boss. So I put it in there as super boss. This is Ultimate Esper, the Esper from 12. This Ultimate Weapons from 11. Ultimalius is Ultima from Final Fantasy 16, its final form. Okay, got it? Okay. Ultimacia from 8, evolves into Ultimacia Krieger, and then its final form. Ultros from 6. This Ultimate Weapons from Final Fantasy 2. This is Umar. Oh my gosh, I made that gorilla Yeti big. Umaro's from 6. Ursula's from the After Years. Vaughn from 12. And then I put. What did I put SP for? Oh yeah, Sky Pirate, and then Zodiac Spirit. So that goes in order. I had to make you smaller. Battle Force from Uranus First Sun from 10. Valfoldir, I think that's how you say it, is Super Boss from 13-2. Vanille from 13. Vane, and then it's Evolved Form Vane Novice, and then Undying from 12. Vegnagun is the final boss in 10-2. Vercingetorix is the super boss in 13. Vincent, and then it evolves into Vincent Chaos from 7. PV, his first form, you saw Black Mage way at the beginning. Wild Curtis, the aces of all form as you saw at the very beginning. There's Waka from 10. Ormec, the first ever super boss you can encounter in the Final Fantasy 1. So that's super boss. Warrior of Light, this is the Knight's evolved form, so it goes Knight, Warrior of Light, and then not for base or whatever, Oversoul Knight, yeah. Whis from Dirge of Cerberus, Biograph from Tactics, XG from Lord of Final Fantasy, Zandi from 3, Zezat from 5, Y'shtola from 11 or 14, I don't remember. Nappa has evolved form as a witch. Yon, the famous dreaded encounter you fight on the Fairy Island from Final Fantasy 9. So yeah, that's that one. Okay, I put it in there for fun. Not where it's not as powerful as the original game in 9. Okay. Yang from 4. Yazoo from Advent Children. Yida, as I messed up the evolve form earlier, from 11. Yasmat, super. Oh my gosh, why is that so small? Gotta increase its size somehow. The ones that like go lengthwise, like or widthwise, I'm sorry, like this. It's hard for me to adjust the picture, so I gotta. I don't know. I'll try to play around with that. But anyways, that's his main big super boss from Final Fantasy 12. You'll Be Gone is Dark Dragon type from 14, I think. Yojimbo, summon from 10. Yomi is kind of like Vercingetorix, super boss, but in 13-2. Young Radia, which is Radia's first form, as you saw earlier in the R's. Starts Young Radia first. Yu Yevon is from final boss from 10. Yuffie is from 7, and it's from 10. We're almost done. Unileska is from 10, and her demon form. Yuri is from Crystal Chronicles. Zenus is from 14. Zack is from Crisis Core, and I put first class. Is that what FC? Yeah, first class soldier from. He evolves into that. Zalera is Esper from 12. This is Tactics sprite. Zangetsu's from Advent. The After Years. Zargabath is Judge from 12. Zell from 8. Zemus from 4. Zemus boss you fight, and then Zeramus boss, and then Zeramus EG you fight in GBA or DS version, one of the two. This Zeramus is the Esper from 12 to distinguish the other Zeramuses. The Dane, of course, the main protagonist from 9. Then evolves into like thief form. Can't find another cool one. And then just transform. That's the one I like. Just transform. Zodiac, the ultimate summon from 12. Vesper from 12. Zorn Thorn. Falls into Multi-Gemini earlier. We saw. And finally Sue. Whew. Okay. That's a lot. So in total, there's 500 and over 550. I don't remember the exact number, but 557, 567, 1 to 2. So that's all of the Fantasymon, I'm going to have her put in the game. As I mentioned, there's a lot of sprites adjustments I need for their metrics, their portrait sizes, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse of the Fantasymon you'll be catching and using in the game. The moves are from all the way up to 9, various ones, and I showed you a little bit about the gym leaders, the storyline, the Team Omega. So yeah, I plan to show you the up to the first 4 gyms. I'll put up there, make some adjustments, and then release it to the public. And then after that, I'm gonna work on gyms to areas the 8, and yeah, we'll go from there. Hope you guys like this. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. Besides the adjustments I'm gonna make, anything like to see, I'll try to work on it. This was my first game I made, and props to Thundaga for his tutorial videos. So anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and this tutorial video of what the game has to offer. Hope you like it, and we'll see you next time. Take care.